Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? Good, awesome. So happy to hear that. That's actually quite a good amount of energy for after lunch. This is the perfect time to have a session right after lunch, so hopefully you guys are settled. You had a great session right before this. The keynote was phenomenal. Who out here thought the keynote was out of this world? Right? A lot of hands up, claps, absolutely. The stuff that was shared there is so very important. Having been in corporate for quite some time, for almost 20 years, everything resonates. And I felt the keynote speaker, when he was speaking to me, or speaking to all of us, I felt like he was speaking to me. Like some of the stuff that I had as apprehensions, worries, pitfalls, it's so very true. We can all get over it. So I'm going to give you a continuation, more or less, of that same speech and get into some specific details. What I really believe is in psychological safety. So I have 3 pillars for today. The first one being psychological safety, because if you're not feeling safe, you can't move forward. Now, with a raise of hands, tell me if you or someone you know deals with a narcissist, anyone. So it's either you or someone you know, so right, it's going to be anonymous to some extent. How about people who just drain your energy? You get into the room where every single time you meet them with something exciting and they just suck the energy out of you. How many amongst us deal with people like that? Either directly or you know someone else who does, right? Or you have someone who is so near and dear to you, you love them, right? It could be family, it could be your coworkers, even mentors. And there are times when you just feel like you're not in the right room and you feel alone. Either you do it yourself, you feel it yourself, or you know someone else who feels that. Right. So what I'm going to help you understand is how to identify that. And either you have a tribe. I have an amazing tribe. 3 of them are right there in the back, my wife and 2 kids right there. And I have amazing friends. I have some not so amazing friends, but I'm starting to build a bigger tribe. I know there's Ben out here who I got to meet recently, so thank you, Ben. There's Locke and his brother, and all of you. So I'm going to start with the story first. The story consists of 2 people. This is one person who is new into the company, and I know this person, actually, the 2 people, is in a lot of meetings with me. Doesn't say a whole lot, is there, and there are people who are also in the meeting. They call me like, hey, you know what, you need to go talk to this person. They're just not saying anything. They're not carrying their weight. Right? That's feedback, right? It can be more helpful. There's this other person who is strong, willing to stand up with toxic leadership and saying no, right? Creating their own safe space, not only for themselves, but for others. And also able to stop, ask questions, because we have 2 eyes, 2 ears, and only 1 mouth. It's the same person. And this person is actually an alma mater from the University of the Pacific. Her name is Karsan Kida, and it's because of her, being involved with her, both professionally and right now as a coach for her, I'm here speaking to you guys. So it's the same person who has transitioned from creating a safe space, being able to say no for what is wrong, standing up for herself and for others, and lastly, continuing her own leadership footprint where she is right now. And come March or May, she's going to complete 10 years at Intel. So even though she's not here, she wished she was here, but a big round of applause for my dear friend Karsan Kida, please. All right, so psychological safety. Now, I do know that having a tribe is a luxury. So what if you don't have a tribe? What can you do if there's anyone out here? What can you do? What have you done in order to create your own safe space? Anyone? Anyone? Please, yeah.
For my chapter to help give more resources to potential members.
That's incredible. Do you have any stories beyond that, like specific? No one wondered what happened eventually.
It came to fruition because the need for it outweighed the disappointment of it.
I think the thing that you said, the golden point, was there was a need, right? When success is not an option, when you hit a roadblock, when success is not an option, you're going to figure it out. When people you trust let you down, you have no choice but to figure it out, right? So I'm not advocating toxic positivity. It's not the same. It's not the same. There are people you can ask for help, or you need to go about asking for help. So the first thing is, can you go and create a tribe wherever you are? I think you guys already have this here in Theta Tau. You have this here in this amazing university. My first time coming here is amazing. But along the way, you stumble across the love of your life, like what I found with my wife. One of my best friends, his name is Josh. We still meet even during the pandemic. every single week. On Mondays, we walk for an hour, we have dinner, and then we walk back for an hour. It's our safe space where we can vent out without judgment. Find people who uplift you. You already have that. What I'm saying is stuff that you're already hearing on social media. So none of this is new, it's aggregated into one specific spot right here. So if you have a tribe to get you psychological safety, that is helpful. And if not, you have to do it for yourself. And I found this especially over the last 2 years. In spite of having people who support me, I figured that I cannot put that burden on them. And if you can create an environment where success is not an option, you will find a way. Okay, so first thing is I want you guys to find out what is psychologically safe for you and be very demanding of that. Here's where we're going to get a little bit more interactive. So learning to say no was one of the best things that happened to me in corporate. And it opened up so many more doors when I was able to say no. But how do we say no, or why don't we say no, which is more important? Anyone in the crowd here have an idea why is it hard to say a no? Even if you're a narcissist, sometimes it's hard to say a no. Why is it hard to say a no?
You don't want to disappoint anyone.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. When it comes to disappointing others, it's hard. But which is harder, disappointing others or disappointing yourself? It's usually a very common trait with most people. Recovering people pleaser right here as well. So it's so easy to say no to ourselves, but not no to someone else. And that's also the root of why it's hard to say no, because we don't like to hear a no for ourselves, so we don't want to give a no to someone else, right? Okay, let's dive into this even further. Why is that uncomfortable? Why do you think you're going to disappoint someone when we say a no? Any thoughts? Yes, please.
Like, if I said no to someone, it's like adding value to actually help them, not just denying them.
Very true. So you're adding value to them, but would you say that it might come at a cost to you? So there is value to the other person, but there's also cost to us when we do that, right? So now let's understand this and dive into it a little bit. Can I get a volunteer? Anyone who'd like to come on stage with me? Other than my youngest one, who's raising her hand. Anyone else who'd like to come on stage with me? Okay, so we're going to role play a little bit here, if you don't mind, okay? So, yeah. So I'm going to come and ask you for money.
Okay.
$10,000, okay? So what's your name, by the way?
I'm Patricia.
Patricia, nice to meet you, Suraj. Patricia, I need $10,000.
No. I don't have 10,000 to give you.
Can you give me $1,000?
Well, why do you need 1,000?
I need it for my company. I need to spend it on marketing and whatnot.
Okay, I still do not have 1,000 to give you. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, thank you for that. So that is what we normally would like to respond to when someone asks for something, right? Now let me give you this other strategy here. Why don't you go ahead and ask me for $10,000?
May I have $10,000?
Patricia, I have a policy of not lending money. No, I cannot give you the 10,000. However, tomorrow, it's still Sunday, I can sit down with you and look for loan options. Would that help?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you.
Yeah. I did not invent this. This is from the book called The Power of a Positive No by William Ury. So it's a yes, no, yes technique, and that's exactly what we're going to learn right now in the second part of the three-part series. So the first yes is saying yes to your values. So unless you write down your value system and battle test it, it doesn't come fast. So the first yes is literally saying a yes to yourself. So me having a policy of not lending money is a value system that I have. So it's not going to change if my sister came and asked. It's not going to change if my best friend came and asked. It's not going to change if Patricia came and asked. It's agnostic to that because I live by that. I need to know myself more than I know anyone else. And the first keynote speaker said exactly that. The second part is the no. And you did a brilliant job. Said, no, I don't have the money, I cannot give it to you. It needs to be crystal clear. Actually, if you had the money, would you give me $10,000?
It depends on the investment.
So this is where we need to keep it simple. If it's raining, maybe I can give you $10,000. Maybe it's the month of August. It's possible. I don't have any expenses till a little bit later. Be consistent. People are fine hearing a no as long as you're consistent about it. Hey, you said yes to the other person, but why are you telling me no? That inconsistency throws people off, right? So clear no. And the part that is perhaps the most important is the last yes. So going back to cost versus value. Value to them is high, but cost to you is high. Is that a good situation? Value to them is low, cost to you is low. Is that also a good situation? Not too bad, at least to you, but not valuable to them. So seek alternatives where the cost of them is high, maybe not as high as the original ask, but the value for them is high, and the cost to you is low. So with that guiding principle, you can lead forward. And there's no obligation to answer in the moment. I need time to figure this out. And figure for that last third piece. So yes, no, yes technique. Any thoughts, comments, or questions? So this is where I need another volunteer to come on stage and share, if they're comfortable, something that they recurringly see as a problem that they have to say no. It's like, my buddy's coming and asking me every Friday night to go and party and drink. Stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning. Yes, please. Can I have you here on stage? And your name, please.
I'm Hannah. One thing that I've had to consider saying no to was someone asked me to help my class, so I helped them out a little bit, and then they started asking me for my extended availability before every exam in that class. And I think I'm going to have to just put my foot down and say I can't be available that far out. Just too much happens in life, and also maybe you need to do a little studying yourself and not rely on somebody else to make you get good grades.
Absolutely. So why don't we break this down as a group, because this is a workshop. So I'm going to come here to the whiteboard, and both Hannah, you, and everyone else, let's help Anna with writing her values. What could be some values that she can use to anchor herself and say yes to herself? So values. Maybe you want to go first. What would be a value for you?
Hard work.
Hard work. So you value hard work, and in others as well. Okay. Anyone else? What other values, either for yourself or for Anna, that you would use and say that this is what I would not negotiate?
Time.
Time. Self-aware.
Self-care.
Self-care. Okay.
Energy?
Energy. Oh my goodness. Are these helpful for you, Hannah?
Yes, absolutely.
What else would you like to add here?
Honestly, those are the big ones. I mean, it takes a lot of work to do that, and then it takes away from my time, my energy, my ability to care for myself. And it's so those are all the things that are kind of rooted in that scenario of saying no. So,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay. Let us now go to the third piece, which is the second yes. So, low cost, but high value. You want to go first, Hannah?
So things that are low cost but high value.
Right.
Honestly, studying for a test. Study time.
Study time. So study together. Okay.
For like my own personal study.
Okay. What would be of low cost to you, but still value to the other person's asking you something?
Maybe some resources for example problems that they can do on their
Study resources. Maybe old exams or
old exams, old homework.
old homework. Yep. Any alternatives which is low cost to you, but still of medium to high value to them? Study group chat. Okay. Cool. So we have a few. You think this is sufficient?
Absolutely.
You think you can create your yes, no, yes?
Absolutely.
So let us give it a try. So you have the mic.
Yep.
The first yes is talking about defending your values. So say I'm coming and asking you for it. So you're going to tell Suraj why you cannot help me with my midterm.
So I can't help you with your midterm because I think you need to work hard yourself, and I need to preserve my time and my energy for self-care.
And then the no, the clear no.
So no, I can't help you study for your exam.
The
But what I can do is I can provide you with some study resources, maybe some of my old exams and homework, and maybe I can make a group chat with you with some of the people who take one class, so that there's multiple people who can help you out if you really need it.
how did that feel?
better. Like saying like a no, which does also work.
Yeah. So you also feel good, right? And
Yes.
it's all about feelings, and in the gut is where you feel it, because there is some sort of intelligence in the gut in addition to the brain, but you cannot articulate it because it's not connected to the brain that can actually articulate words. But since you feel good, psychologically safe, you can learn to say no. Thoughts, comments, or questions, guys? Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you so much.
You were amazing. Thank you so much. Things like this happens a lot everywhere, especially at work. A coworker comes in and says, I need you to run the scripts for me. I need you to get the financial numbers for me. I need you to go and present on my behalf. Like, these are legitimate things that I've heard personally. And how do you say no? I used to struggle a lot, and I used to jump in. And you remember the previous speaker talked about burnout? There have been times I would collapse, and my family seen me, where I wouldn't be able to get up from bed and move. It happens, it's real. I'll tell you another story. I was playing soccer, this was even before my older one was born. And no one hit me, but I started running and I broke my Achilles tendon, completely snapped in half. And my first thought, how do I get to work tomorrow morning? It's Monday. We're willing to help others before we can help ourselves. So learning to say no was one of the best career moves and strategies that I had, and I was hoping to impart that to you guys. Anyone else wants to go next for something that's a no, whether it be personal, whether it be in school, anyone else who wants to go, and we can help you kind of go through the values, help you say a clear no, and then something of low cost to you, but of value to them. Any thoughts, comments? Let that simmer a little bit. Thank you, Ben. So go ahead, tell about a situation where you struggle to say no. We all have that, right? So thank you for being brave and coming here. Right?
So at one point I was talking with, this is a work situation, I was speaking with another team and they were having some IT related issues with their connections to different services and connections to our just like meeting room. And while I was talking with them, I was having to walk them through fixing it. Although we do have a dedicated IT team to address all of that stuff, and I don't know everything. But once I helped them that one time, I think that unlocked the door to have them reach out to me every time with all of their IT problems. And at a certain point, it became distracting to what I was supposed to be doing with them.
Okay, so let's go to the board. Let's start with you and value. So what do you value in such situations?
What value in such situations? Well, I value my time. I think that's a good one. I value my mental capacity.
Oh, that's
holding how many different things in one headspace.
what else?
I value my availability to team members that directly need me.
Okay, let's take a pause right there because this is so very important. How many of you protect this like a mama bear? So happy. 2 people, 3, 4, 5. How many of you are going to do this going forward? I want everyone's hands to go up. You got to protect this like a mama bear. No one else is coming to help you but yourself first. Everything else comes because you protect your availability. You don't have to say yes to everyone. You don't have to say yes to me. You don't have to say yes to someone else. You don't have to judge them before you need to say yes or no. But this is something you have to commit to. And that's something, for me, it's non-negotiable for everyone in this room. You're going to protect this like a mama bear. Anything else that you find valuable in the situation?
Those are the biggest ones. Anything else I think that was kind of...
Let's ask the rest of the group here. What else? Okay. Fun. Yeah, you value fun. There we
I
go.
do, very much so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir. Yeah. That is so very true. Let me just double down on that. Almost 50 to 60% of my clients will help everyone else do their work and their own work suffers. It is so classic in corporate, so very classic. And again, going back to the previous presenter, he was talking about people who they galvanize, they get everyone else to be around, show up with high morale, they do it at their cost of own work. I've seen it happen. And again, every single one, when they've hurt enough, they change. Very simple, very simple. Okay, what else? This is getting deeper. Anything else, guys? Because even if you're not saying, I'm sure you're processing and thinking these things. Hobbies, your value system, stuff that you want to do, right? Anything else here? Or are you good?
Well, I was gonna say leisure, but that actually kind of fits with fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Alrighty, so we have values. Now let's look at, how would you say the no in this case? Let's talk about the middle part, the no. How would you say that? Clear no.
When I say the clear no,
Uh-huh.
I'm struggling a little bit again. Do I want to go back to my values?
No, you're saying only the no piece, the
Okay.
clear no. You're not doing the yes, no, yes, just the no part.
So if I say, I'm unable to help you, or no, I'm unable to help you, is that?
This can be, it depends, right? Yeah, I'm unable to help. You gotta be a little careful here. Depends on the type of person that you're working with. You being unable might be the biggest thing that they focus on. So then you look incompetent. At times, you really have to say, I will not help you.
See, I just wanted to highlight that for the.
Yeah, thank you. We practiced this
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
Or even better, I'm unavailable to help you. I am unavailable to. And you end it there. You're not adding caveats like because it's winter, because it's the end of the quarter. I'm unavailable to help you. So you kind of see the different flavors of saying no. I'm unable to help you, depending on the person. And I really believe this. Everyone's good. Good people are capable of doing bad things when they're under pressure, so they act with bad behavior. So you might want to say at times, I will not help you. But in order to be balanced, I'm unavailable to help you. Cool. Cost versus value. Let's do that. So low cost to you, but still of high value to them. What would be some alternate things that you could do?
I could send them the contact information of the IT team dedicated to solving those problems.
Send contact info, okay?
I could also send, we have written documentation on steps to check.
Documentation, okay?
This one's a bit weird, but I can always tell them, don't forget to turn everything off and back on again. That's pretty low cost for me.
Right. Power cycle.
More like 75% of the time.
Yes, it does. Any other suggestions from folks? Yes, please. Perfect. Go Google it. That also works. These two are always going to work. Yes. Yeah. I used to work at Samsung, and the head of security department in the engineering team, her response was, when you come with a problem, don't come to me unless you have a solution to it. Right? You've probably heard some variation of that. Yeah, go Google it. Anything else? All right, so I think we have sufficient information. So we're going to construct your yes, no, yes. All righty. Go ahead.
So which I very much value my time and my availability and my mental capacity and my fun. So for that reason, I am unavailable to help you. Instead, Google is a really great resource. We also have a bunch of documentation that I can link you to. I can send you contact info for the IT team if that helps. And if you don't want to go through any of that, just try turning everything off and then right back on again.
Oh my.
And that will most likely help.
Awesome. You were amazing, Ben. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
Round
so
of applause.